All right, so you guys sent us a real curveball this time. Wow. The internet seems to be having like a collective meltdown over the fact that Dobby from Harry Potter was voiced by Toby Jones.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know, right? It seems crazy. I mean, we've got these articles here from Chip Chick, LED Bible, the Daily Mail, and everyone's just freaking out. It's kind of hilarious.
Yeah, that's amazing.
So let's dive into this a little bit. Explore this whole thing. Who is this guy, Toby Jones, and how did he end up as the voice of our favorite free elf?
It's funny you'd think with like IMDb and all that stuff nowadays that everybody would know these things, but it's kind of cool that this is still news to people.
Right. I mean, it really does make you wonder, like, how do we miss this?
Yeah.
Chip Chick even quotes someone saying, "How did I not know Toby Jones is the voice of Dobby in the Harry Potter movies?" And you know what? I felt the same way.
I know, me too.
When I saw this, I was like, wait a minute, what? This is the guy from Doctor Who and Sherlock and Captain America. He's been in everything.
That's what's so fascinating about it, though, isn't it? I mean, you think about it, and Toby Jones is not just like a one-hit wonder. He's a real chameleon. He can play anything.
Yeah.
You see him as these creepy villains, like in Sherlock. Remember Culverton Smith? That guy was so unsettling. And then you have him as Dobby, who is just the most lovable and selfless creature.
Right. And it's that same voice saying, "I like to watch it happen in Sherlock." I mean, chills.
I know, right? It just blows your mind.
It really does make you think about the whole power of voice acting, especially when you're dealing with, a CGI character like Dobby.
Exactly.
You connect with that character on such a deep level, but you don't necessarily think about the person behind it all.
Right. They just disappear into the role.
They really do. And I think especially with Dobby, it's even more pronounced because he's completely computer generated.
Uh-huh.
So his voice is really all he has to convey those emotions and make him feel real.
It's true. Jones had to basically create Dobby's entire personality just with his voice. That's not an easy task.
No, it's not.
No.
So let's talk about Toby Jones himself for a bit. Yeah. How did he even get into acting? Where did he come from? Well, the articles tell us that he was born in London back in 1966 to actor parents. But here's the thing. He didn't just jump right into the family business.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Yeah, he actually studied literature and drama at Manchester University first.
Huh. That's cool. So he kind of like built up a foundation of knowledge before diving into the acting world.
Exactly. And then after Manchester, you want to know where he went? He went to the Lecoq Drama School in Paris.
Lecoq. Now that's a name I've heard before. Isn't that the place known for like physical acting and all that?
Yes, it is. They're all about movement and expression, using your whole body to tell a story.
Makes you wonder if that's where he got some of the inspiration for Dobby. Even though Dobby's CGI, he's still incredibly expressive.
Right, the way he moves his little face, it's all full of personality.
Yeah, it's amazing maybe that Lecoq training had something to do with it.
I think it definitely could have. I mean, think about it. Lecoq is all about finding creative ways to embody characters, and Jones managed to do that with Dobby, using only his voice.
Yeah. That's true. It's pretty incredible when you think about it.
It really is. So we have this incredibly talented actor with this unique background, and he ends up voicing one of the most beloved characters in Harry Potter.
It's a perfect match in a weird sort of way.
It really is. And you know what really struck me in all these articles is how the fans are reacting.
What do you mean?
I mean, they're not just surprised. They're absolutely delighted.
Oh, yeah.
It's like they've rediscovered Dobby all over again, and now they appreciate him even more, knowing who's behind the voice.
I guess it's like that whole thing where once you know the secret, you can't unknow it.
Exactly. And LED Bible even calls it a revelation. They talk about how fans are now like connecting the dots between all of Jones's other roles and Dobby's personality. It is cool. And one of the articles quotes Toby Jones talking about his experience voicing Dobby. And he says, and I love this quote, he says, "It's very personal to people. It's linked to people's childhood. People have grown up with it. I feel honored to be part of that massive group of characters."
Aww.
I know, right?
That's so sweet.
It's really, as you can tell, he genuinely cares about the character and the fans.
Yeah. And it speaks to the whole thing about how much these beloved characters mean to us, Like Dobby with his loyalty and his heart, he resonated with so many people.
Yeah.
And to know that an actor of Toby Jones's caliber brought him to life, it just adds a whole new layer of appreciation.
It really does. And what's funny? Now that I know it's Toby Jones, I can kind of hear hints of his other characters in Dobby's voice.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Like there's a little bit of that mischievous glint that he brings to some of his villain roles, but it's softened by this incredible warmth and vulnerability that's pure Dobby.
Wow, that's fascinating.
Yeah, it is right.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder, like, did he draw inspiration from his previous roles, even subconsciously?
Maybe like a little bit of that Sherlock villain snuck in there, or maybe some of the warmth from one of his nicer characters.
I know, it's so cool to think about.
It is, and it makes me realize, we as the audience, we bring our own experiences to how we perceive a performance, right?
Uh-huh.
Now that we know Toby Jones and his incredible range, we can't help but hear Dobby through a new lens.
Totally.
It's like all these different pieces of his career, the villains, the heroes, they all come together in this one iconic character.
Right, and it makes you want to go back and rewatch the Harry Potter films and just listen to Dobby with a whole new ear.
Yeah.
So
We got to pick out those little hints of Toby Jones.
exactly, it's like a treasure hunt.
That's such a good idea.
And it really highlights how just one piece of information, one aha moment, can completely change your perspective on something. So for you, our listeners, what does all of this mean for you? Now that you know the voice behind Dobby is the amazing Toby Jones, does it change how you hear the character?
It makes you think, doesn't it?
It really does.
To realize that these seemingly separate artistic experiences can all come together in such unexpected ways.
And it makes you wonder what other hidden connections are out there just waiting to be discovered.
I know, right? What other voices, what other performances might surprise us when we dig a little deeper?
It's exciting to think about.
It is.
Yeah, it really makes you wonder, right? Like, how many other actors are out there just hiding in plain sight, linking their voices to characters we love?
Right.
I mean, maybe this whole Toby Jones Dobby thing should inspire us to, like, pay more attention to the credits.
Oh, totally. Yeah, see who's actually bringing these characters to life.
Exactly, because think about the skill involved in voice acting.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's not just about reading lines, it's about really embodying a character through your tone, your inflection, all the emotion.
And you have to do it all without facial expressions or body language.
Right, that's the crazy part.
Yeah, it's so much harder than it looks.
It really is.
Yeah.
And I think Toby Jones is a perfect example of that. Like, he completely disappears into the role of Dobby.
Uh-huh.
Especially because Dobby's CGI, we get so focused on the character's personality and actions that we forget there's a real person behind that voice.
Absolutely. It's like they become invisible almost.
They do, and then suddenly find out it's someone like Toby Jones, and it's like this huge revelation.
I know, and it's so cool that the internet is having this collective, mind-blown moment right now.
It really is. It's like we all just discovered Dobby for the first time again.
And it makes you appreciate the art of voice acting so much more.
It does, for sure. And it's a good reminder that there's always more to uncover, even in those things we think we know really well.
So true.
You know, next time you're watching a movie or a show or listening to an audiobook, maybe take a second and appreciate the voice behind the words.
Yeah, you never know what you might find.
Right, like you might discover that your favorite character is voiced by someone you'd never expect.
Exactly. It's all about those hidden connections.
And on that note, I think we've done a pretty good job of diving into this whole Toby Jones Dobby situation.
Yeah, I think so.
We've uncovered the mystery behind the voice and explored the fascinating world of voice acting.
And hopefully our listeners have come away with a new appreciation for the artists who bring these characters to life.
Absolutely, because those voices really do shape our entertainment experiences in ways we don't always realize.
That's for sure.
So, thanks for joining us on this deep dive, everyone, and until next time, keep exploring and keep those questions coming.
And don't forget to check those credits.
Absolutely. You never know what you might find.